everybody, and welcome to the channel, Crossing the Spiritual Streams. My name is Tandra, and today we're going to do another Pick a Pile Tarot reading. This is going to be a timeless reading, and lately I've been feeling a huge connection with angels and feeling like angels are sending me lots of different messages and a lot of things going on. So this particular reading is going to be messages from the angels. It's going to be whatever the angels want to impart to you specifically, whatever they would like to get out for you. This is a general reading, so remember, not all the messages will resonate with every single person that watches, but hopefully when you pick your particular pile, there will be at least one message there for you specifically to go off of. We do have 3 different piles that you can choose from to get your messages from, and it is best to go with your gut instinct on these and not whichever pile looks the prettiest or has the prettiest stand or your favorite number or anything like that. Whichever one that your gut is pulling you towards, that's the one that you should watch. It is possible to feel like you need to watch more than one or be drawn to more than one pile, and if that's the case, it's okay to watch more than one. The first pile here, we have the blue stand and the number 2. The second pile, we have the purple stand with the number 5. And the third pile, we have the silver stand with the number 4. If any of you have been watching my videos that have the angel numbers involved with them, you'll know that angels like to communicate with us in lots of different ways. And one of the ways that I like to use to help the angels communicate with us is angel numbers. And for some reason, this reading lent itself well to use the numbers to help us pick which piles to go with. And so that's what we did. We are going to give you some time to reflect on these piles and decide which pile to go and get your messages from. I would like to say thank you to everybody who has subscribed to the channel, left us comments in the various readings that you've watched, given us thumbs up, and shared our channel with your friends and family. For those of you that can put a link on all your social media accounts to the channel so that your friends and other people that see your social media could check the channel out, that is a good, easy way for us to get new subscribers and new people taking a look at us, and we really, really appreciate all of those things that you guys do for us. We are picking up subscribers steadily, and it's helping the channel greatly, and I just want to say thanks, guys. So here we are. We're going to give you a moment or so to reflect on these piles, and then when you're ready, you can go to the description and go to the specific timestamp for your pile and go directly to your reading, and we'll see you there. Hello, reading 1. Welcome to your reading. Those of you that chose the blue stand with the angel number 2 on it, we're going to put that over here off to the side. This reading is going to include tarot cards. We're also going to do some charms. We will do our oracle spheres, so you can be thinking of a yes or no type of question that you'd like to get an answer to. And we will be doing pulling some angel numbers at the end as well, in case there's other specific messages that the angels would like to get out to you. Before we actually get into looking at all of these various things, I would like to point out the significance of the meaning of the number 2 and the blue stand that you've picked here, because just in general, those are some specific messages in of themselves just by what stand and number that you picked. First of all, the number 2 very much means a coming together, a bonding, a harmony, balance, stability, those kinds of energies. A lot of times it can mean partnerships. Could mean a love interest sometimes, because that's a partnership or two people coming together. The number 2 vibrates very much with the energy of not being alone anymore, and coming together, either in a partnership or in a strengthening or a bond, or because usually things are stronger. If you have something that stands by itself and you get something else with it and you put the two together, usually that's much stronger than one thing by itself. And so it's a very much of a strength. It's also a harmony and a balance, because it is a 2. And so you balance things like on a scale. If you have one on either side, it's more balanced. It's not lopsided. And it means harmony and all, because if you bring two things together, they have to work together in peace and harmony. The blue in of itself as well also means harmony and tranquility. I found it very interesting. I actually picked these numbers at random, and even the colors kind of at random. I just picked out 3 that I wanted to use. I thought, oh, I want to use these 3, and then I put the numbers on them, and I picked them out of my bag of angel numbers. And so I found it very interesting, the numbers that came up with each stand. So to me, that just kind of drove home that there was some specific messages that needed to go along with these specifically. So I found it very interesting that the 2 went with the blue stand, because the blue itself does mean patience. It does mean harmony, tranquility, even truth, and those kinds of things. So it was kind of interesting to me that the 2 went together, because they work so well together. So let's see what messages we also have in the tarot cards, and see what kind of balance and harmony and togetherness and all that the angels are trying to communicate to us here. All right, we have the 9 of Cups, the Star card, interesting, the 2 of Wands, interesting, another 2, the 9 of Swords, interesting, there are 2 9s here, the Knight of Wands, the Hanged Man, the 8 of Pentacles, the 2 of Swords, another 2 energy, and the 4 of Pentacles. Well, there's lots of balance numbers in this, and lots of, because you had 2 2s here. You have the 4, which is another balanced number, the 8, which is another balanced number, the Hanged Man, which is a 12, which, can also be very balanced in of itself, or finding balance. So that's interesting to me, that there is still so much of that balanced energy going on. At first, the kinds of messages I was getting with these group of cards had to deal with your spiritual journey, your spiritual energy, coming to terms with spirit, finding your, matter of fact, I'm going to move these cards down here. I think they can be seen better that way. So just give me a second here. I don't work with these cards all the time, but they're so pretty. And I think they can be seen better in the light this way. These cards here in specific, the 9 energies, and you do have the 9 of Swords as well, but that has a little different connotation in of itself. But the 9 energy to me, especially the 9 of Cups, kind of always kind of gives me this, you notice how he's sitting here. He's got all of his cups, he's completed his task, and now he's just kind of sitting back and enjoying what he has. But you notice how they're up in the air. He's almost in a contemplative state. To me, this one almost always denotes a connection with spirit, denotes a connection, because the cups is our emotions and dealing with our heart and our intuition or imagination and those types of things. And by the time we get to the 9, I feel like it's very much a connection with spirit. That way, the Star card is also that connection, and the 2 of Wands too, because the 2 of Wands usually is a contemplative energy. It's a deciding what's next kind of energy, and that kind of thing. So what I see with these 3 cards in specific is that you're working with your harmony, your balance with spirit, with the universe, uh, with yourself, even by doing some contemplations, deciding where to go next, and so forth. That's kind of the energy I kind of get from these cards here. Now, the other energies I also get here is kind of intriguing because I feel like you're trying to make a decision as where you should move next, where you should go next. I very much feel like there's a decision in the making or a contemplation of deciding where to go because you're just not sure. The Two of Wands kind of shows that, the Two of Swords, the Hanged Man. All of these just kind of give me the energy of not knowing what's next. And it's interesting that you have the Nine of Swords because the Nine of Swords energy is that being worried, scared. Basically, it has to deal with not being able to sleep very well, having nightmares, things kind of hanging over you. And I can very much feel that you would have that kind of energy involved if there's a decision that you're trying to make, and that it's very difficult for you to know what's next for you. Maybe you've gone through some really rough times recently, and that's kind of getting to be kind of all over now. I kind of feel like maybe, the worst of that is over, but now you're dealing with the aftermath. Now you're dealing with, okay, now what do I do? What's next? How do I get the balance and harmony back into my life? I think is kind of the energy that you're needing and feeling. For many of you, I do think this has to do with your job or work-related ideas because of the Pentacle energies that are going on here. And even with the Knight of Wands showing up. The Knight of Wands is interesting in this reading, and I really, really like it because what I can see from this is whatever decision you guys make, the angels want you to decide what will make you feel alive again, what will make you feel like a free spirit, like you're courageous, like you'll get your fiery passions ignited again, what will make you feel very energetic, very youthful. That is the kind of energy that I'm feeling here. But also will help you feel more stable and grounded as well, which is kind of interesting because that's where the 8 and the 4 of Pentacles are coming in. Is I really feel this need for you to feel stable, for you to feel like the world is not crumbling at your feet, or that, things aren't going to just, I get an earthquake feeling, like things will just jumble up and bubble up, that you're trying to avoid that as much as possible, and that you're ready for things to be very much on an even keel. And that's a wonderful kind of thing, because I really feel like that's where you need to go. But I also feel like it's important that you do something that you are passionate about. That even if it's something that will be more stable in your life, even if it's something that will not be something that will cause tons of upheaval, that kind of thing, that it still needs to be something that you care about. It still needs to be something that matters to you. It still needs to be something that makes you feel alive and young and free. Because if you don't do that, I think you're going to have some things hanging over your head. I think that stability and that feeling of balance that you want won't come if you don't do something that matters to you and that means something to you. I'm going to hope that we can get a little bit more information through our charms and so forth here. But that's the message that's coming through specifically with the cards. And I'm hoping that resonates with you guys. I'm hoping that makes sense to you. I'm hoping that you understand where we're trying to go with this. But let's go ahead and go on to our angel number, or our charms. All right. All right, what do we have? Oh, these two have been hooked together for a while. We need to see if I can get them unhooked. Have to really work on that. I'm not sure how that got in there like that. Okay, I do see with the hacksaw though, whenever that comes up, I always like that as cutting off the old, pruning back old things, getting rid of old ideas, old thoughts, old things. And so I think that that's kind of important for you guys here to be doing that. I do think that's kind of the energy that you're actually in, is getting rid of the old. So I think that's just kind of a confirmation there. It's interesting how you got a 4 of clubs here. Once again, that's another stable energy, which is really interesting, but it's also a fiery energy, which is really important. It's very important that you understand about how important it is for you to have your fiery passions and energies going along here. We also have the dream charm, which is very important for you to be thinking, of your dreams and what your goals are, and that kind of thing. We also have the ship's wheel, which I see that as, once again, going on an adventure, doing things. We have several other things that really, I love all these actually different symbols that we have here that kind of all mean doing something special, different, fun, dreamlike. We have the fiery salamander, which once again is a fiery, passionate kind of thing. Like I said, it's really important for you to do something that you're fiery and passionate about. We also have the big bear claw, do something bold and something weighty and meaningful. We have the confident kitty and the kind of the Cheshire kitty, look what you can do, we're really special and we're able to flounce and pounce and do what we want, and we're very confident in what we're doing, and it's something, very cool that way. We also have Santa Claus, which to me follows along with the dreaming. Think of, wishes and presents and things that matter to you, that childlike wonder, like things that matter to you when you were a child. Things, when we're children, we often think of things, we believe in the impossible sometimes. We believe in the magical. We believe in things. And as we get older, sometimes life or other people kind of keep us from believing in that kind of magic, believing in those kinds of things, but it still exists. It's out there. There's reasons why children believe in those things. It's not just because they're naive or because they're little and don't know better. It's because they do know better. They do know that magic exists. They do know that we can manifest things in our lives that we truly want. It's the adults in their lives that tell them that that stuff's not true and make them grow up and all of those other things. And so what's really important is for you to go back into that mode of being able to believe in the kinds of things that children believe in. That is what's really important here for you to do. Like I said, something that you're very passionate about, something that you care very much about. And more than likely, it is probably something that you want to follow in your life that might seem impossible or difficult or unlikely or a fool's errand. I'm trying to think of the words that are coming to my mind that you might describe this thing as, or what the angels are telling me that you might describe these things as. And those are the kind of words that are coming to my mind. And those words are words that people who don't know better pop out. Okay? I'm here to tell you, the angels are here to tell you that you can't let those kinds of thoughts and figures and things about that keep you from pursuing what really matters. Okay? and what is really important to you. We do have the owl, which is great because that's the knowing, that's the wise old owl. I had talked earlier about your connection with spirit and getting that kind of connection. The owl is representative of that as well, in that the connection that you have now and what you've learned in your life so far is giving you a strength and a knowledge that some other people don't have. And that's really important, okay? We also have the diamond key, which I really love. That is the key to success. That is the key to abundance. That's the key to wealth, health, and happiness, okay? Which means that you have that key now. You know, the key is part of your reading. The key is there. All you have to do is put it in the door to unlock it, okay? Put it into the lock to unlock it. But you have it, okay? So that is the charms that we got for the reading, and I really hope that those were useful to you guys. Let's go ahead and do our oracle spheres next. And basically what this is, we ask a yes or no type of question that we'd like to get an answer to, and then we have 4 different stands that the answers can appear on. We have red, black, green, and gold, and we'll get our answers. The answers are things like yes, no, maybe, probable, not likely, not now, not sure, very likely, things like that. Those are the kinds of answers that we get, so you know what kind of question you can ask. Other people have found other ways to utilize these stands in other ways, and so if you found other ways to utilize it, feel free to do that. This is your interactive reading. This is a reading all about you and what can be good for you guys. So, if you can find a way to utilize these in some other ways that's helpful, then go for it. But the one reason why I like to use different stands for different answers is to make it a little bit more personable and hopefully make it a little bit more where we can, cut down the collective just a little bit since there's so many people that watch the readings. All right, so let's go ahead and get our answers. All right, the first one for red is not sure. Now, that just might mean that the answer isn't very clear yet. There might be some things that have to happen first before the answer can be more formed, because it might change the outcome, or it might mean that the question wasn't very clear. Sometimes we don't ask questions in a very clear manner, and so it's a little hard to answer them. All right, the number 2, black, is a maybe. Number 3, green, is a very likely. And a number 4, gold, is a yes. All right, so we have a red not sure, a black maybe, a green very likely, and a gold is a yes. All right, so those are our oracle sphere answers. Now let's do our angel numbers. We already have angel number 2, okay, which was on our blue stand, and we'll pick 4 more angel numbers. And basically there will be links in the description to websites that you can go to, and if you type in angel number blank on those websites, or go look at their home pages or whatever and look up your angel number, you'll see any specific messages that number might resonate with, or that might be telling you something specifically. Okay, we already have the number 2, blue, and for some of you that might be resonating really, really well, and you'll need to look up that number. It's also possible that 2 can go with a different number and make a 3 number or another number for you guys. I don't always recommend doing that, but in this case, since we already know the 2, like let's say this one's 43, okay, then it would be 243, and 243 angel number would also mean something specific. It's possible you can do that. You can put the 2 with some other numbers if you feel the need to do that, if that's kind of what resonates with you. Or we can ignore the 2 and not worry about it since we already picked it for the reading. But basically we're going to get 4 more angel numbers here. We got green, bronze, gold, and silver. And you can pick ones to get your numbers on. You can use all 4 numbers. You can use all 5 as your lucky numbers for the week. You can do whatever feels right for you on this, okay? Once again, this is the interactive part of the video. This is the more individualistic part. This is the chance for the angels to communicate with some of you very specifically and directly to give you some more information, because all the numbers resonate with their own unique vibrations and so forth, and can tell you quite a lot. All right, so number 2 green is a 3. Number 3 bronze is a 19. Number 4 gold is 43. And number 5 silver is 13. So like what I was mentioning earlier, if you felt inclined to do so, you could take the 2 with the 19 and have 219 as your angel number, and you could look up 219. Or if you just pick 19 as 1, you'll notice that the 9 and the 1, if you add those together, you'll get 10, which would reduce down to 1. So that could mean something in of itself as well, but also 19 means something in of itself. So basically, you utilize these numbers however you see fit, but we have the green one's 3, the bronze one's 19, the gold one's 43, and the silver one's 13. So those are your angel numbers for this particular reading, and hopefully they'll have some great messages out there for you and some things that you can do something with as well. Don't forget to check out our other videos on the channel. For you guys specifically, I mean, I say that to everybody at the end, but for some reason for you guys, I got a specific feeling that there might be another video out there that might tell you something important. So if you kind of flipping through the videos real quick and kind of looking at them, if one of them really resonates with you, or the title is something that really strikes you or something, it's probably a good idea for you to watch it, because there might be some messages there for you. I don't know why I got that specific message for you guys in specific, but I felt like it was really important to kind of emphasize that to you in case you feel like you should do that. Okay? So that's really cool to do that as well. We do put out videos every single week, so we look forward to seeing you in those, for you to check those out as well. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so, and share the channel with your friends and family. And we'll see you again in future readings. May the stars guide your path. Bye-bye. Hello, Marty. What's up? Hello, Group 2. Welcome to your reading. Those of you that chose the number 5 with the purple stand here. And these are messages from our archangels, or from the different angels out there, and what they might have to say to us. We will be looking at our tarot cards, our charms. We will be doing oracle spheres, so you can be thinking of your yes or no type of question that you'd like to get an answer to. And also, because we already have one angel number, I'm going to pick a few more here to go along with it at the end of the reading as well, in case there's any other messages that the angels would like to impart through the numbers. Okay, so we're going to do all of those things. Before we get started on the actual tarot cards here, I would like to comment a little bit on the number and the stand that you picked. I picked the stands first, and I just picked the 3 stands that kind of called out to me the most, the ones I like, the blue, the purple, and the silver. And then I randomly picked an angel number for each one. And I found it very intriguing how the 2 went together so well when the numbers got picked. I love how the universe does that. I just think it's so cool. The number 5, in of itself, represents transformation and change, usually great change, and usually change for the better, a much better change coming or happening. The purple can also represent a transformation and a change as well, which I found very intriguing, that the 2 can kind of go together that way. And it's also a light of healing, which I think is very important, because it may be very much that you guys need some kind of healing type of transformation in your life. So I find that very cool, that the 2 go together very well. So it was interesting that you picked this one. Some of you guys may have an idea and an inkling of what that meant already, but some of you may not have done so. And also, you were supposed to kind of go with whichever one your gut was telling you to go with anyway. And so, you know, whatever messages have to go here, I really feel like they're probably going to have a lot to do with your transformation and your healing, and changes that are coming here for you guys. So let's take a look and see what the tarot has to say about all this. We have the Nine of Pentacles. We have the Four of Cups. We have the Knight of Pentacles. We have the King of Swords. We have the Page of Swords. Wow, okay. We have the Four of Wands. We have the Eight of Swords. The King of Wands. And the Ace of Wands. Wow, that's intriguing. How the Wands and the Swords energy have popped up here. I'll move these back just a little bit. So we have some room later for the charms. Wow. Okay. What I'm kind of seeing here, it's interesting how I'm seeing like different things kind of going on here. Like for instance, I see the Four of Cups and then the Four of Wands. Okay. And I forgot, but these work out better if they're down here. So I'm going to move these down here. I always forget that those look better be seen better on camera with the holograph if they're down better where the light can hit them better. But what I see with the four, I'm going to put the two fours here together because I see the two together here. With these two fours, it's interesting. The Four of Cups energy is very much looking at the past, looking at things the way they were, not paying attention to things that are being offered to us, kind of broody kind of energy. Okay, that's what we get from the Four of Cups. But the Four of Wands is a more celebratory energy. It's a more coming together as a group and as a whole and what we can do together. Fours are a very stable number in of themselves. So you notice the two energies are totally different from each other. And kind of what I got from that, or what I see from that, is kind of an old way of thinking and a new way of thinking. Okay, that's just kind of where I kind of saw that. We also had, this is a little different as well. It's interesting how I see the King of Wands, which the kings are great, and you have a couple of kings here, and the kings are great because, you know, they've reached the top of their suit. They know things really, really well. You know, the King of Wands is very much, you know, he's a leader. He's full of vision. He's very controlled. He's even got some optimism going for him. You wouldn't know it by looking at that particular card necessarily, but he does. The King of Swords is also very cool in a lot of ways. He's very full of authority and reason and discipline and moral standards and things like that. So they both have this very much in control, being able to deal with whatever kind of energy, okay? But what I found interesting by looking at the two cards in of themselves, because I often like to look at the symbolisms on the particular cards, because I don't think it's just the card itself and its traditional meanings, but what the artist has drawn on the cards often will mean something to me. And what I kind of get with these two kings here is almost the contrast between the fours, in that you notice how this king, he's kind of laying there, he's looking at the candle, he's kind of contemplating things, he's not very cheerful, he's just kind of okay. Then we have the King of Swords, which usually the King of Swords, he would kind of be that broody king. He'd kind of be the one that's, you know, kind of going, gee, you know, I don't know about things and whatever. He's kind of the broody king. But in this particular case, look at him. He's got a sword out over his book. He's very much in control and in charge. And look, I know exactly what I'm doing. Things are going well. You know, the birds are flying outside. You know, he's very much in control and in charge kind of thing. So I see an energy here, a difference in energies, a difference between the broody and the I know exactly what's going on, exactly what I'm doing, where I'm going, how I'm going to go do it, and there we've got it. So we've got the contrasts going here, okay? And I find that very intriguing because there's also a contrast between the Knight of Pentacles and the Page of Swords, okay? Um, the Knight of Pentacles is the very steady knight. He's kind of moving along. He's uh, not going very quickly. He's just kind of trotting along there. Um, the knights are cool as well as the kings. Any of the suit cards are always very good omens here. But the Knight of Pentacles, he's practical. He's reliable. He's stoic. He's patient. He's just going to go on and kind of just steadily flow and go where he needs to go. Nothing super major. He's just kind of going with it. But then we've got the Page of Swords, and the pages are always full of this young energy, I'm ready to go out and see the world and fight for things and do what needs to be done. It's always that very idealistic energy. And the Page of Swords is very inspired and alert and has lots of mental agility, and he's curious about things, and he's, the epitome of, just going out there and just doing and learning. So there's the contrast there as well. So it's that slow, steady, broody kind of energy, or the go out confident, strike out kind of energy going on here. So we keep having these duels. And I see you guys going through a transformation. I see you guys going that. So I really feel like you're going from this more broody energy, more unsure of yourself, paying attention to the past, to a more celebratory, more action-oriented, more confident kind of energies going on here, okay? So that's kind of the transformations I'm seeing as we go along here. We also have a couple of other energies here that can kind of play into this. We have the Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords is a very much a trapped kind of feeling. Not sure how to get out of the situation you're in. Usually it's represented by somebody being blindfolded and surrounded by swords, and so not unable to figure out a way to go. There's almost always an escape route, but they never really can see it or know what it's like. And so we have that energy, that once again, that stuck, brooding, unable to move kind of energy, to the Ace of Wands. The aces are the new, the going out and getting it. And the wands are very much a passionate, energetic, impulsive, creative, spirit-oriented kind of energy. So it's a very much kind of go out there, go get it, move forward kind of energy. So once again, we have the contrast between the being stuck, the broody, the not knowing where to go, the contemplative, that whole energy, the slow, the steady, the okay, we'll just kind of flow through things, to the go-getter, go out and find out what's out there, go find out what's next, be energetic, be positive, be full of authority and power and strength and jubilation and all of that kind of energy. And you've got all that going on. And then we have one extra card here because there was 9, which is the Nine of Pentacles. And I love this card. The Nine of Pentacles is a very much a spiritual, excuse me, it's a spiritual card, it's a earth card, it's a grounding card, it's a manifestation card of getting the kind of things that you want out of life. And being Pentacles, it almost always has to do with our earthly desires and our earthly wants and our earthly needs. And so what I see with that being the kind of the odd man out card from this whole energy that we've been talking about is that You will be going through a transformation from one of these energies to the other. And when you do, you will be able to manifest the things that you want out of life. You will be able to feel richer and stronger with spirit. You will be able to feel more empowered, more uh, just that all knowing, deep, everything's right with the world kind of feeling. Okay, that will come to you when this transformation happens, and when you're able to go from one type of energy here into the other type of energy. So that is the message I'm feeling here very strongly for you guys. I know we went into great detail with each card, but I kind of wanted to show the one types of feelings into the other types of feelings and the transformation that you could be going through here. Okay, let's go ahead and go into our charms. Let's see if there's any more clarity or other information or some other things that might help you along with this here. I find this transformation that you guys are going to be going on quite exciting. It's very interesting to kind of go where life can just be very exciting for you, because that's kind of the energy I'm getting. Because the energy before was kind of the slow, the steady, the unsure, the contemplative, maybe not even super happy, and two, the flowing of the very everything's moving at once, everything's very exciting, everything's new and fresh and wonderful, and that kind of excitement, that kind of transformation sounds really wonderful. I really like that idea a lot. We have the number 2, which does show a partnership possibly in the making or the building of something. It also deals with foundation, with stability, being stable. 2 is a very stable number. The first reading also was a 2, so if that resonates with you for any reason, maybe you could watch that one as well. For a few of you, that might be something you should do. Let's take a look at what else we've got going here. Okay, we've got all kinds of things here. Wow. Well, we do have a couple of aces. We have the Ace of Swords and the Ace of Cups. That is very cool. Aces are awesome. Aces are the beginnings, the moving forward to something new. The Ace of Swords is great because it's a new clarity. It's the new, it's ideas. Okay, swords deal with our ideas, our knowledge, our power. You're becoming into your own power. You'll be finding your own new power. We also have the Ace of Swords over here, or the page, I mean, not the ace, but the page. And so what I see with that is, because you also had the Ace of Wands, so you had almost all the aces, which was very cool. That means the new transformation is going to be something new and different and exciting and vibrant. But what I saw with this Page of Swords with the Ace of Swords, the reason why I pointed the two out together, was the Page is full of that excitement, that energy, that newness. Like I said, he's full of idealism and intellect and that kind of that wittiness and that, he's very mental, has a lot of some mental agility. And what I see with the Ace of Swords is you having that mental agility, you having that new ideas, being very, quick and things like that. With the Ace of Cups, that is the ultimate abundance card. That is the ultimate, new happiness, new things flowing your way. It's your cup runneth over kind of energy. And that's awesome because that goes very well with the 9 of Pentacles that we were showing earlier. It also goes very well with this 10 of Pentacles card. Because the 10 of Pentacles is also kind of the ultimate abundance type of card. It's reaching the, ultimate get everything. So I really feel like you guys are on a journey to have the things that you want out of life and moving forward in that journey. I really see that that's kind of where you guys are going greatly, which is awesome. We do have the 3 of Hearts which threes to me are, trying to think of how to explain it. Threes to me, whenever I see a three, I always think of creative energies, first of all, before I think of anything else. Also, the Three of Cups is kind of, once again, that celebratory energy of, three friends coming together and celebrating and being full of life and cheerfulness. And so it's kind of what I'm seeing for you guys. But there also is a creative spirit in there a little bit, and I kind of want to touch on that just a little bit, because at least Wands energies are also very creative energies. And I do think that creativity for many of you is going to be very important in this change. So I wanted to mention that. We do have the Six of Hearts here as well. Once again, it's that celebratory energy. It's that more stable energy. So I really, really like that. That's really cool. We do have the love message. So I do think love is very important here. We did have the Two here, which is a partnership coming together, and it might have to do with the love message here for you guys. So I think that might be important. We do have the Salamander, which is once again a fiery, passionate, a fiery spirit. I do see you kind of transforming into that fiery spirit. We've also got the Bulldog, which shows that as well. We have the Sheep, so you're kind of going from the Sheep to the Bulldog and the Salamander. You're kind of transforming. We do have the Seahorse too, which once again is kind of that more calm, floating. You think of floating through the sea and kind of, being very calm. And then we got the fiery, passionate energies here. So it's, once again, it's that transformation from one to the other that I keep kind of seeing here. Also with the Seahorse, I also see uniqueness. And I think that's very important to understand, that you guys are a very unique energy, that you mean quite a bit. You should be able to go on and use your uniqueness for benefiting of the world, I guess is the way I want to put that. We do have a W. That might mean something specifically to some of you guys. So we're just going to let that kind of hang there. We do have the Alice from the Alice in Wonderland. What I see with that is going down the rabbit hole. Going down to see what kind of new adventure you're going to have. You're going to have an adventures that you were better than you possibly imagined. They're going to be different and weird and exciting and new. And that's going to be a big transformation for you guys, because so far you haven't really had that kind of feeling or had that kind of thing. And that's really what I'm feeling for you guys coming forward. So that's just kind of exciting. This one here, it says, after all this time, always. I kind of put that together up here. There's a few of you that this has to do with a romantic type relationship. It's not for everybody for the reading, though. But it is kind of a message that kind of came through here for some of you. So we need to talk about it for the few of you that this does mean. And it does mean that fiery, passionate partnership. It means that strong bond that if you're already in a relationship, I feel like there's going to be a transformation in that relationship to make it more passionate, more fiery, more exciting. If you're not in one, I think you're probably going to get in one that's going to make you feel very passionate and excited and that kind of energy going on. But that's, for some of you guys, that's what the reading is about, is that change from one thing to another, and it is specifically for your love life. For the rest of you, it's just for your life in general. It's just for, how things are going to, go along. We also do have the Dove messages here. That means you have specific messages coming from Spirit and passed on loved ones. They're telling you they love you and that they care about you. They're protecting you. They're with you. They're helping guide you, and so forth. So it's just kind of an important message for you guys to know there. Let's go ahead and get our oracle spheres, and we'll answer our yes or no type of question that we would like to get. All right, we have 4 different stands here. We have red, green, bronze, and gold. I'd like for you to think of a yes or no type of question that you would like to get an answer to. And then we'll go and we pull our answers here. The answers that come out are things like yes, no, maybe, probable, very likely, unlikely, not now, things like that. Those are the kinds of answers that come up. So that gives you an idea of what kind of question to ask. And basically is you pick one of the stands here that you would like your answer to appear on. And that way it's a little bit more personalized for some of you, and the answers are a little bit, more split up for each of you. Other people have found other ways to utilize these, so if you find a way to do that, go ahead and do so. That's cool, and I love that because this is the interactive part of the reading, and however you guys can make it work for you is the best. Okay, so let's go ahead and get our answers here. Number 1 red is maybe. Number 2 green is not sure. That usually means the question wasn't very clear, or things have to be played out a little bit first before an answer can be given because it might change things up. We also have another not sure here with bronze. And then a gold is a no. All right. So number 1 red is a maybe. Number 2 green is a not sure. Number 3 bronze is also a not sure. And then number 4 gold is a no. All right. Now let's get our angel numbers. And what I like to do here, angels love to talk to us in lots of ways, and numbers are a very important way that they do that. We see numbers frequently and constantly, and they come forward quite a bit here. We already have one angel number that you guys picked from the beginning here, which is number 5. Now, you guys can choose to utilize this number in with these numbers in some way, shape, or form, which we'll talk about here in a minute. Or you can choose, to not do anything specifically with this one. You could use all 5 stands as your lucky numbers for the week. You can pick more than one stand to have messages come forward for you. In the description, there's a link to a couple of different websites that you can find out about different angel numbers. You can type in a specific number on those websites and find out the meanings of those specific numbers. And so that'll give you an idea of what the angels are trying to communicate with you. One of the things you can do is angel numbers, can be 2, 3, 1 digit, 2 digit, 3 digit, 4 digit, different numbers. They can be a lot of different numbers. And so like, let's say we get the number 23 for the blue. You could take 523 and look up that particular angel number, 523, and get an answer. So if you want to take this 5 and put it with one of the other numbers to get a specific angel number, if you feel like that resonates with you and that's something you should do, then the angels are probably trying to tell you something that way, okay? Or you can just take that number specifically. You can take a couple of different stands and put those numbers together. Whatever works out best for you. There's really no right or wrong way to do this. It's just whatever resonates best with you. This is another interactive part of the reading, and it's a really good way for the angels to communicate with each one of you specifically. And so I really, really encourage you guys to utilize these however works out best for you guys, whatever resonates with you the most, whatever you feel like is happening, because that's what the angels are trying to tell you. Okay? So let's go ahead and get our numbers here. Blue is 44. Gray is 12. Green is 43. And gold is 35. So those are our angel numbers. We have blue is 44. Silver is 12. Green is 43. And gold is 35. So those are your angel numbers for this particular reading. And then, like I said, you can go look them up and find out what they mean and what the angels are trying to communicate with you specifically on that. All right, guys, I hope you guys had some messages that came through that were useful to you in this reading. Please remember to give the video a thumbs up, share the channel with your friends and family, leave us comments in the comments section, and subscribe if you haven't already done so. Also, don't forget to check out our other videos on the channel. We have lots of timeless tarot readings on lots of different topics. We do put out videos every single week, so we look forward to seeing you again in future videos, and may the stars guide your path. Bye-bye. Hello. Hello, Group 3, and welcome to your reading. Those of you that chose the silver stand with the number 4. Okay. Remember, these are messages from angels, different messages that they might have for you or different things that they want to tell you about. We will be looking at the tarot cards. We also have our charms that we'll be doing here in a little bit. Our oracle spheres, so you can be thinking of a yes or no type of question. And then also we're going to be pulling a few more angel numbers since this is an angel reading, and to give the angels an opportunity to put a few more messages out there for us. So we're going to be doing that as well. Okay. Before we actually look at our cards, I would like to talk a little bit about our stand and our number here. When I picked the stands, just kind of 3 different stands that had things on them that I liked. They just kind of resonated with me for the reading. And the third one was the silver one here. And then I just went through and randomly went through my angel numbers and picked out 3 different numbers. Now, I originally had a different number for this stand. It did reduce down to 4, though, by the way, which was interesting when you added the 2 numbers together. But it didn't resonate with me really well, so I put it back in. And then when I pulled out another number, it came out 4, which was interesting because that kind of showed me that I was on the right track because the other one did reduce down to 4. But I guess it just didn't resonate quite as well as the number 4 in of itself. But what I found intriguing about this when I picked the different numbers is how well they went with the color of stands that they were with. I found that just intriguing that they did that so well. I love how the universe does that. It's just very exciting to me when the universe will do that. The number 4 is very much a stable number, a home number, that motherly feeling that I'm trying to think of home, hearth, stability, those kinds of feelings, okay? That's the kind of feeling we get with the number 4. And silver also means blessings and intuition. Once again, that motherly feeling, that, neutrality, that, those kinds of things. So it's kind of interesting how the 2 went very well together. That kind of tranquility, that kind of homey feeling, that kind of being protected and loved and cherished feeling that you get with the number 4. And I found it very intriguing that the 2 went well together. So let's see what our tarot cards have to say about all this, because, obviously it has something to do with that the angels are trying to communicate to us. So let's find out what that is. Oh, the High Priestess. Wow, you couldn't get more divine feminine than that. The 7 of Cups. Once again, manifestation stuff. Oh, the Wheel of Fortune. Oh, my word. Okay. Wheel of Fortune. The 8 of Pentacles. Wowzers. The King of Pentacles. Oh, my goodness gracious. The 2 of Swords. The Queen of Wands. The 5 of Wands. And the Hierophant. Oh, my goodness gracious. This is the most clear of all of the readings today, for sure. Wow. Okay. One of the things that the 4 represents, and the silver and all that, has to do with the divine feminine, okay? And it has to do with that nurturing spirit, that loving spirit. And I always forget that these don't show up that good there, so I'm going to move them down. Okay, that's one of the things the 4 represents. You think of motherhood, you think of, that whole motherly feeling, that whole, women have a lot of intuition. They know about a lot of things. They, can do so. You have cards here that represent that kind of energy a lot here, okay? The High Priestess for sure is one of those. The Queen of Wands shows that as well. You got the Hierophant, along with the High Priestess. So one of the things I see here, and the things that came screaming out at me when these cards showed up, is manifestation. The word manifestation came to mind. the idea that you can choose to have in life anything that you want, that you have the ability, the strength, the knowledge, the intuition, the guidance, everything and anything that you need to get what you want out of this life at your fingertips. Okay? You just have it. You just innately have it. I mean, all of us have this ability, but some of us have to work at it a lot harder than others. You are one of these people, and you may not know this. This is something you may not have ever looked into. You may not have ever been told this. You may not have ever done anything with it. But you guys have the power at your fingertips to manifest the things that you want in this world. Now, that's kind of a double-edged sword. You have to worry about that just a little bit, in that if you are a less optimistic sort, if you are somebody who dwells on negativity, if you worry about what could be and it's not necessarily a good thing, sometimes, you get what you wish for, kind of thing, or you get what people are kind of superstitious, like, well, don't talk like that because it'll happen. It's almost like that, in that if you tend to brood that way, more of those kinds of things will manifest rather than the other kinds of things, more so. It just the way law of attraction works. But if you are the more of the Queen of Wands energy, okay, you have the Queen here. Look at her. She is up there. She's confident. She's beautiful. She, is graceful. She's got everything. But the Queen of Wands is a very optimistic sort. And that's very important for you to have here. Also, the Wands is a passionate energy. It's it's a fiery, passionate, get what you want kind of energy. It's also your relation to spirit kind of energy. And since you guys are master manifestors, I can see this so clearly, that you can manifest anything you want in this world. You guys have that ability to do so. I think you're still kind of infancy in learning how to do things with it, though, because that's what the Five of Wands is representing here. The Five of Wands is very much an energy of learning how to work your magic, learning how to do your power. And so I guess that's kind of what this message is all about, in that it's time for you to learn to tap into these energies that you have. Okay? It's time for you to tap into that divine feminine energy, that intuition, that ability to manifest, that ability to create the things that you wish for, and that others wish for. If you don't believe me, because I think some of you might be going, yeah, right, sure, I can't really do that. I want you to think back. I want you to think back over your life over the last 10 years. Just pick a 10-year time frame. I want you to pick out a few things that come to mind, that just kind of jump into your head, that worked out a certain way, and you didn't even have to do a whole lot for it to just work out that way. Maybe things were kind of tough or hard, or you were worried about what was going to happen, but things just worked out. Things worked out very well for you. Harm did not befall you. Things worked out the way they should have, or the way you would have hoped that they would have worked out. And it just kind of felt like it just kind of happened. It almost even felt kind of magical, or kind of special, or even just like, wow, I didn't know that would happen, kind of energy. Okay, I want you to think about that, because I guarantee you guys have at least 2 or 3 things that will come to your mind over the last 10 years, that at least that many, maybe even more, that felt like that were just like, wow, yeah, they really did work out. Yeah, things were really pretty cool. The reason why that happened is because of your ability to manifest things into your life and make things work out for the good and for the better. You've had this ability all along. You just may not have known it. And now is the time for you to start learning how to utilize that. Now is the time for you to start figuring out how to work that energy and what to do with it and make it be more positive in your life. You have the Wheel of Fortune, you have the Eight of Pentacles, you have the King of Pentacles. Okay, the King of Pentacles, I mean, he's the ultimate abundance, the provider, the business person, the ambitious person. He's the ultimate one. He's got it. The Wheel of Fortune. It's time for things to turn, on its side and go, more fortunate for you. And so that is what all this is about. That's what all of these cards represent, is that you have this ability to do so, that you're in the training mode to do so, studying up on your homework. I mean, when I see the number 4 and all of that, when that kind of came up for this reading, I thought of home and family and, silver. The silver is very cool here too, because it's a very pure type of, I love silver. Silver's, a very pure type of energy. And all of that culminates where, it's time for you to kind of go back into that home life, that learning mode, that, that more useful energy, because you guys need to learn how to utilize these powers. Now is the time that you can learn to manifest everything and anything you want in this world. You could literally become a billionaire if you learned how to do this. Okay? If there's something you've been wanting to do, I'll tell you what came to mind with this was Will Smith. Will Smith one time gave an interview, and he said something that kind of struck me. And whenever I think of manifestation or anything, sometimes this pops into my head, and it did this time. He was not very well known, was kind of wanting to be an actor, a singer and all this other stuff. He's wanted to do these things. And he's like, okay, I'm going to make this happen. And he wrote himself out a check to himself for $1 million. And it was dated like a year from that date. And he put it in his wallet. And he's like, I'm going to give myself $1 million in a year. Okay, that was just kind of something he just threw out there and said, I'm going to do this. And something happened for him. Something broke. I don't remember what it was at the time. And he was able to do that. He manifested it for himself. He believed he could do it. He did it, and there he went. And as you can see, he's manifested a wonderful career. He's got plenty of money. He's, got a wonderful family. He's got all these other things because he was able to do that for himself. And all of us have this ability, like I said earlier, but some of us it's much easier than others. Some of us go through life a little bit more differently, and manifestation's not as much of a part of it for us because it's a little difficult. But you guys have this ability in just abundance. It's just there. And now's the time for you to learn to utilize it for your best benefit, because that's where you're at in your journey. That's where you're at right now to go on, and that's the message is coming through for you, and so that's what I want to tell you guys. Let's go ahead and go on to our charms. Let's see what else we've got going here, or any other messages that might pop up here for us. Okay, let's see. Interesting. All right, first of all, we have the letter O. That might mean something specifically to some of you. Might be part of an initial or word or something else, but we have some other things going on here. Oh, look, we got the 4 of spades. It's a 4, and it usually means rest, relaxation, rejuvenation, that kind of energy, and we already know what the 4 means, over here. So it's just another affirmation that's, kind of where you're going. We do have a couple of other interesting things here. We do have the fan. I see the fan as innovation, coming up with new things, but also blowing away of the old and kind of, getting rid of that. We have a couple of other interesting things here as well. The snake here, I see as hidden knowledge. I see as knowledge that is not known to a lot of people. It's a kind of a hidden wisdom. And that's this manifestation thing I've been talking about. I think a lot of people don't realize what they can manifest and what they can't do. And like I said, I'm not sure that you guys have realized it in the past, but now's the time for you to tap into that. And that's kind of what I'm seeing here with that. We do have the dove message here. Once again, that's messages from spirit, passed on loved ones, other people. It's telling you that they care about you, they're with you, they're helping guide you, and they're with you in this journey. Okay, and that's really important to know, because when we go through some things that we're unsure of, or we're kind of scared of, or whatever, it's kind of nice to know that they're with us. We do have the Jack of Spades here, which jacks to me could either be pages or knights. And with spades, it's the swords energy. They're very witty, they're alert, they have lots of mental agility, they're assertive and direct, and that kind of thing. So that's kind of the energy between the two of them. And so what I see here is, once again, your intellect. Like I said, you have the ability to manifest anything you want. And the swords energy is our mind and dealing with ideas and knowledge and power and change and that kind of things. And so I think you might come up with some new innovative ideas that will help you manifest the things that you want in this world. There are different ways to manifest things, and so I feel like a new idea might be something. The innovation that we get from the fan, the new ideas might be where you guys are at. It's interesting how we have the diamond key again as well. I'm getting some of the same terms I had in other readings, which I find intriguing whenever that happens. But in one of the other readings, but the diamond key to me is the ultimate key to success, to riches, to abundance, to happiness. It's the key to that. So you guys have that key, and just to let you know that it's there, I guess. We also have the love heart here. So once again, this could be something that you would like to manifest into your life, as a wonderful, loving relationship. I also see the bow here. I see that as children, or dealing with children. Also the reindeer, I think of children as well. So for some of you, this might be dealing with manifestation of children, or wanting to have children in your life and you haven't had that happen yet, or dealing with children in some way. We do have the anchor, which I see that as the stability of the four. It's getting that stability that home life can bring for you. So, that's kind of important there. We do have the transformational energy of the butterfly, but also coming out of the cocoon, the learning to fly and be beautiful. And that's kind of where you guys are at. You're learning to come out of this shell that you're in and learn to be able to manifest these things, learn to utilize the power that you have. And that's what I see with the butterfly there. We also have the star kitty, which just shows the tapping into the universe, the ability to tap into the star magic and the star power. We also have the bear claw here, which to me just kind of shows that strength, and that I think when I think of bears, I think of strength and toughness. And so you guys are very strong energies going on here. Let's go ahead and look at our oracle spheres. We'll go ahead and do that. All right, we have 4 different stands here. We have blue, green, red, and gold. And basically what we like to do is ask a yes or no type of question. Things that get answers like yes, no, maybe, probable, likely, unlikely, not now, things like that. Those types of answers, okay? You ask that kind of question, and then we have 4 different stands that the answers appear on. Blue, green, red, and gold. And you pick which stand you'd like your answer to appear on, and then we go and get the answers. Other people have utilized these other ways. So if you found another way to utilize these that is beneficial to you, then I'm very, much in agreement that you should do that. This is the interactive part of the reading, and I really like for you guys to participate in it as much as you possibly can. Make it more individualized reading, so I really like that. All right, so let's go get our answers here. The blue is the very likely. The green is the not now. The red is the very likely again. And the gold is not likely. All right, so we have the blue is very likely. The green is not now. The red is very likely. And the gold is not likely. All right, so there's our Oracle Sphere answers. Now let's get our angel numbers. All right, first of all, we have the first angel number here, 4. And you guys can utilize that in various ways that we'll talk about here in a minute. But we have 4 other stands. We have green, purple, gold, and bronze, where we're going to get 4 more angel numbers. In the description are a couple of links to a couple of websites where you can type in the specific angel number that you're looking at and find out all about it and tell you everything that it means. This is a way for the angels to communicate with us even more directly and even tell us a little bit more of what they would like for us to look into or pay attention to. One of the things that you can do is if we get a number, like let's say this is number 12, you could take 412, and it could be angel number 412, 412, and look that up and find out what that means specifically. So you could take the 4 and utilize it with one of the other numbers if you want. Or you could just take one stand and one number and look at that. You could take all 5 stands and use them as your lucky numbers for the week. Or other ways that you can utilize these. Once again, this is an interactive part of the reading, and you guys do whatever resonates with you the most, whatever you guys feel like you should do with these numbers, okay? We're going to get the numbers, and we're going to let you guys do with them what you see fit. But it is a chance for the angels to communicate with you more directly and give you more specific guidance. So here we go. The green is 16. The purple is 48. The gold is 42. And the bronze is 52. Interesting. Okay. So the green is 16. The purple is 48. The gold is 42, and the bronze is 52. So there's our angel numbers for this reading. Guys, I hope there were some messages here that resonated with you and that you guys could do something with. It sounds very exciting and very wonderful. Please remember to give the video a thumbs up. Share the video or the channel with your friends and family. Leave us comments in the comments section and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. All of those things are very useful, and I just want to say thank you so much for doing those things for us. Please remember to check out our other videos on the channel. We have lots of timeless tarot videos that might be of interest. We do put out videos every week, so we do look forward to seeing you again in future videos. And may the stars guide your path. Bye-bye.